Caldwell from Lewis and Clark High School, and today we will be performing Song of Miriam by Elaine Hagenberg, and we are accompanied by Holly.
Outstanding performance of that piece. I appreciate the fullness of sound that you went there, and a really extraordinary ensemble sense in terms of your connection to one another and the overall balance and blended sound that I hear throughout. All that nitty-gritty choral stuff that I'm assessing today. And really healthy production. And that's always the first thing that I hear, honestly. And I talk about it all the time. And people are hanging out in this room with me all day because I'm a singer. So the first thing I hear is the quality of the sound and the fullness of the sound. Right? Everything else to me is like, it's important, but if those two elements are in place, everything else tends to follow suit. The health of the sound, the connection to the sound, the quality of the sound. It's the first thing that we hear. And I heard it right away. I knew within the first statement of I stand. It's like, okay, we've got something good going on. It wasn't sort of this shallow, horizontal approach to singing. You know, it was a good quality sound. I appreciate that I really heard this added text inflection at the bottom of the first page. The desert stretching endless. So I'm sure that was beaten into you. It's effective, right? Those things work. So anytime that we have two-word syllables, there's a lot of opportunity to shape the stress of the word. So that, I recognize that came through. There are a lot of tempi changes in the piece, and I think we can be a little bit more, we can be stodgier about that, especially the one going into measure 47. Take the first step. There's a significant pullback in the tempo. I think you can go a little bit farther. And my metronome app is the #1 app that I use on my phone. Because when composers are that specific, it's not generally, well, it's not a suggestion. It's not a recommendation. You know, the composer has really thought through these nuanced changes. So I think the tempo can pull back more going into 47. That sort of amplifies the drum. Otherwise, everything just sort of sounds the same, right? You can just sort of run through the halfway point to the end and sort of all be in the same tempo. When things really get going on page 6, in the moment of panic, the dynamic is marked piano. I think you can start less because you have a long way to go dynamically. And if you start too full, there isn't any place. Like you've already sort of maxed out the peak of what you can provide later in the piece. So I would keep the intensity, just lessen the sound. Because it's a long build-up to the big climactic point in the song. Yeah, check variety of tempo changes. Everything else is like, this is good, this is good, this is good. It was great. It was a very moving performance, and I thank you for it.
Thank you.